Hey guys, Krating here, and today I will be showing you how exactly I play my solo in the song Power of Power, พลังของพลัง by TOON Body Slam and Ali. So I'll be splitting the solo into two parts. So the first half would be the main solo, and then the second part would be from the final chorus to the outro. And we will be covering a lot of technique from alternate picking to economic picking to sweep picking and some of the articulation playing as well. And I'll be showing you how exactly I play it. And you guys can either learn the full solo if you would like, learn a couple of licks here and there. But either way, I'm sure that you will gain a lot of writing ideas and a lot of cool licks to practice by just transcribing these solos and or some licks. So yep, have fun. Let's dive in. Okay, so the first lick is basically pickup notes, playing arpeggios with some added tensions. Here it is, slow. So the technique that I'll be using here is mainly economic picking with a little bit of sweeping, and also everything is in 16th note triplet, so you don't have to worry about the note subdivision, but it would be tricky for the right hand in that speed, and that is precisely why I chose to use economic picking instead of alternative picking. And also I don't want to use legato either, because I want the sound to like come out really clear so it can cut through the vocals since it's a pickup note, you know. So I'll show you the first lick first. This is the first half of the lick, so we're playing in B minor 9 arpeggio. So the tricky part would be switching from this position to this part. So there are two positions, and it will be a pretty fast switching. So if you want to like practice part by part, you could do it like this. You know, to get used to the switching between this position and this position. So faster. Like that. And then the second part, which is it will be the D major 9 arpeggios. So we're going from B minor 9 to D major 9. And the technique I use here will be like this. So economic picking, down, down, up, and then we slide up here to the target notes and entering the first beat of the song. Again, so everything is in 16th note triplet, so it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 into the first beat. So here's the whole thing, slow. Yeah. So the second lick here is our first articulation playing in the song. The main thing here really is to focus on the articulation of how we're executing the notes on the right hand and how we're vibrating the notes on the left hand. So we're starting on this note, right? On the first beat. You would want to do a wide vibrato here, and then really quickly you switch to bending like this. So you would want to slide into these notes and then bend up. So, and also your right hand, you would want to scrape the string as well. So instead of just playing the E string, you would want to pick everything. And then the next part is, and then that's pretty much it. So here is scraping the string again. And then you pick the string one more time. And then slide down to the target note. And that is pretty much it. Our second lick here will be the muted legato. Here it is, unmuted, so you can hear each note clearly and slowly. And as far as the muting concerned, you know, it's kind of like the technique where you would do like a trill. And then you would like scrape the string down with your pinky on the right hand. It's exactly the same thing, but now we adding some like descending scale in there. So it would be like this. Like this part here, like the pitch doesn't really matter that much. It's more like this, the effect that you get from, you know, muting these strings. So something like that. And yeah, there you go. Our next lick is, I call this a 2-note per string lick. So we're ending the legato lick from this note, right? And you want to slide up without picking anything. And then you start picking from the second note. So slide up and then pick. And for this part, you would want to almost alternate everything. That's how I do it anyway. This is the whole thing slow. With also, you would want to mute the string a little bit as well. And then here is the only part that I don't alternate everything, but rather I sweep these two strings. So up, down, down, up. Like that. And those will be played in 16th notes. And then the next lick will be played in 16 notes triplet. So a little bit of note subdivision change, but I think it would be a fun exercise. Like that. And the next lick, we have some string skipping licks. So 3-note per string skipping, but there will be a tricky part, which I will explain to you. So here it is slow. This is the first half, and then the second half. As you can see, the second half, not everything is alternate picking. So it's like a combination of alternate picking and economic picking. So that's the tricky part. I'll play slowly first for the first one. This is the first time. This is the second time, and then. So yeah, like that. And that's the first part. So the first part is the easier one, and then the second half of this lick is So how I play it is, first off we alternate pick the E string, and then we do alternate like economic picking here, because it really needs to be really fast, you know. So if you like alternate everything here, it's not gonna be like efficient when you play in the super fast speed. I mean, I guess you could try it, but for me, I think it's a lot more comfier to play with economic picking. So here's the first part. Like that, and then we repeat this note. So basically, we alternate pick only the E string, and the rest is economic picking. Before we switch to this position. And everything is alternate picking once again. So really it's this lick, but we're going up a fifth at the end. So the only tricky part would be here. And like that. So that's the full thing, playing fast. Okay, so coming from this note from the last lick, you want to slide up, and here's everything slow. That's pretty much it. So I'm sliding up from, last lick. Slide up here first, and then you want to sweep it. So how I play it here is down, up, 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 like that. And then we slide down here. So it would be like that. So between this note to this note, I don't pick. It's just sliding down. But right here we'll be sweeping up. And then we end with a little bit of sliding like that. So that's the entire thing. Pretty easy. So here's the last lick slow. Everything will be in alternate picking, and everything will be in B minor scale shredding in 16 notes triplet. So here it is. So that's the whole pattern. So as you can see, at first it's very simple. Like basic 3-note per string licks. And then we have like a classic metal lick here. So like that, But instead of like playing like that, we will repeat this note, sort of like count the 1 again. So, and that's the entire thing. And again, everything is alternate pick here. I mean, I guess you could also do economic picking as well, if that's something you prefer. But for me, I think alternate picking like makes sense to me. Like ergonomically, because everything just like continue from the first note to the last note very constantly. So here's the entire thing. So the second half of the solo, first section is based on the chord tones and scale degree of the chord progression of the chorus. This part is pretty easy, I would say. The only difficult part is that there are a lot of twists and turns here and there within the lick. So it's just a little bit hard to remember, but once you remember it and get it down, it will be pretty easy to play and also pretty fun to play as well. That being said, let's take a look at the start. So I will be splitting this lick into 2 sections. The first part would be in the lower register, and then the second part would be in the higher register, like that. You would want to alternate pick almost everything except the beginning part. This 2 notes, A to G, is pull off, and you will be playing this in 16 notes, like that. Then we'll switch to triplet. So triplet, like that, slowly. And then from here, we will have some more pull-offs again, still on triplet notes. And then we'll switch back to 16th note here, and back to triplet. Okay, so if that's a little bit hard to remember, I'll start from here. So from this part, 16th note, you will want to roll your middle finger. And then we go back to triplet. Everything's in triplet. That's the first half of the lick. Here's the whole thing again, slowly. Okay, so the second part start off like this. Okay, we'll just focus on that first section first. Basically, just a lot of octave displacement. So, like I said, a lot of twists and turns. That's why it's a little hard to remember. But once you get it down, it's very easy to play. And then we'll move up here. Okay, so Okay, let me start from here again, slowly. And then we'll move up here. This note you would want to slide. And then we'll end the whole section with the scale ascending lick. So from here. Like that. Okay, so second half, I'll play the second half slowly from the beginning. Like that. For the articulation 2 in this second half of the solo, we start off with bending this note. That is the whole section. What to pay attention is that you would want to do a lot of vibrato during these notes, these sustained notes, and then slide down right here. Sorry, that was my bad. So it's played like this. Wide vibrato once again. So this note you would want to slide up and then slide down to end the section. Like that. Like that. Okay, so this section is probably my favorite lick out of all the licks in this solo. So here it is, slow. What that was arpeggios with some added tensions in there, and it will be played in quadruplet, meaning a group of 5 notes in one beat. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that would equal to 1 beat. So you will want to count in your mind, you know, if you're not used to these kind of notes just yet. So maybe like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. Like that. The more you practice with metronome, you will get used to the quadruplet subdivision and it will come naturally for you. So how I do this part is I slide into the first note. Very important for that articulation. And then we'll pretty much alternate pick everything in the same string and then sweeping things up and economic picking down as we change the strings. So and then we have one slide right here. So from this note to this note, you would want to slide down and then continue to do economic picking and then back to alternative picking. Like that. Slowly again. That's the quadruplet licks of the song. Now we're at the last lick of the song, of the solo. So since it's the peak point of the song, which is the ending, I decided to go all out crazy shredding in this part. So everything will be in 16th note triplet and will be all alternative picking. Here it is, slow. So the only hard thing about this is the speed, the crazy speed, 16th note triplet in a pretty medium high tempo. But the lick itself the fingering itself is not something hard, as you can probably recognize a lot of classic metal shredding licks and exercises, you know. So everything is in B minor, and there are a couple of sequences which I will be showing you slowly. So the first one is this one. And as you probably already recognize, this is the classic rock lick, like that. So, and then we have this sequence, and then we'll move up here. And that would be the first, sort of like the first part of this. You could also play it down here. It will sound less muddy and it will sound a little bit brighter with more clarity. The only downside is that you have to jump, so. And then you would have to jump here. Like that. So it's really up to you, but for me, I'd rather stay in the closer position and I get to utilize all the 7 string as well. But in case if you don't use 7 strings, then of course you would have to play it down here on the 6th string. Okay, so let's continue. So basic 3 notes per string lick, and that is it for half of the whole thing. The second half is almost the same except the change at the end. So, and then you move up here. And this is where we change how we play it. So as far as the fingering concerned, you would want to switch and utilize our 4 fingers, because we're entering this lick. So I guess it would be, I mean you could kind of play it this way, but I think it would be harder. So like, yeah, I mean there's a lot of I think ergonomically speaking, playing it this way is easier, because we're ending it with a string skipping lick. So this way will be the most efficient way to play in fast speed. So right here, we switch finger to this part and we play this one 3 times. 2, 3, and then we string skipping up. And then we end the solo with the bend. Like that. Okay, so there you go. That's the whole solo section. Okay everyone, that's it for the entire solo of the song Power of Power by TOON, Body Slam, and Ali. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and for those of you who will transcribe this and play, I hope you have fun and hopefully you get a lot of cool ideas and you get to learn a lot of stuff from this solo and have a lot of material for practicing. And if any of you decided to cover it and post online, do let me know, do tag me. I would love to see every covers of yours. And with that being said, let's go unleash the power through guitar and music together. Yeah! And I'll see you in the next video. Till next time. Bye!